Away from the screens.
Yeah.
No more chasing memes.
No, no.
Discover the rhythm. Life in streams. Reality's touch. It means so much. This is living, not just keeping it in touch.
Let's change your lifestyle and soak some sun. Let's take steps, a walk, a jog, a run. Stay hydrated and have some fun. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Go touch the grass that you found.
Go touch some grass. It's summer vibes, it's summer vibes, it's summer, it's summer. Summer vibes, it's summer vibes. It's a positive vibe. It's summer vibes, it's summer vibes, it's summer, it's summer. Summer vibes, it's summer vibes. Go touch some grass.
Get up, stand up. Get out, touch some grass.
Gotta remember to pause the grain. Get out to unwind. Biking, canoeing, and swimming with my girl. Creating memories are bound in a world.
色針のヘとチリヌルボ赤よフレソ常ならぬ上の奥山毛越えて朝木電子駅を接
I said touch grass, motherfucker.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Metaverse Monday, episode 64, Digital Experiences with the Diner Studio and Raina Faz and friends. So excited.
Sound check. Hello, hello, hello. Is this working?
Is this thing on?
Oh, you can hear me. What's up? What's up, CC?
What up? I just tossed you a co-host invite.
Well, let's see if it works. I'm on my. I'm being dangerous and I'm using my computer. So let's see. Let's see. I don't see any invite. It has worked before, but maybe because you're.
Yeah, yeah, if you're from your PC, it's a little sketchy regarding host co-host.
I'll switch over to my my phone. Give me 2 seconds.
I see Raina from the Diner Studio, our guest today. So excited to see you.
Hi, Cece. Hi, Prism. Hi, Making NFT. How are you guys all doing?
Today is feeling like a Monday, but for me, that's awesome. Because it's my favorite day of the week. All right. So hopefully my co-hosts got their invites. Rollo, nice to see you. Okay, Priz, I'll send it again. Josh G. Thought you would still be recovering from all of the partying. Lovely 17 in the house. Oh my gosh, that jacket is all I gotta say. Alexander Choice, what's up? CJ Meta. Let me try again, Make, to give you co-host. I canceled it, so let me invite one more time. Prism, let me invite to co-host. My gosh, I love technology. There's my bro, my meta bestie.
It's working! Hooray! Dun, 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 dun.
Little preview of the soundboard before the soundboard. Make, how are you doing? Mic check, bro.
Hey, Metaverse Monday fam, my meta besties. Good to see you, Priz, Cece, Raina, Rollo, Josh. Hell of a party this weekend for you, buddy. That was a banger. Lovely. My wearable captain who helped us bring out our first wearable that we launched today. Big love, family. Very excited to share.
So excited. Prism, are you down to start us off with some MIDI Punks tunes? Because we have a special guest today who is featured on a track. You're featured in the track. We love MIDI Punks. We've got some announcements for them later. So do you want to start us off with some nice tunes and then we can all retweet the room and annoy all of our friends in the DMs to get them in here?
Let's go. Here we go.
Up your ass, go touch some grass. No, no. Yeah. Touch it, suck it, break it. This is what you wanna make it. Touch it, suck it, break it. This is what you wanna make it. Do I explore? Touch it, suck it, shake it, break it. This is what you wanna make it. Life's gonna be loose. Touch it, suck it, shake it, break it. This is what you wanna make it. Get up, get your ass. Go touch some grass. Get up, have a good touch some grass. Get up, have a good touch some grass. Ain't no stopping this energy. It's been released. It sets you free. Touch that grass and smoke some hash. Whatever your flavor, just move your ass. Ask me questions, I'll tell you no lies. It's thirsty to break, recharging to break. This right here is the medieval track. It's the only way to be famous someday. We do things that others don't. I need the practice for your mental health. You know what time it is, beautiful thing. As you go with the Mickey Box family. Get up, get your ass. Go touch some grass.
Wait a minute. They really think we weren't gonna produce another track? DJ, run that back.
Soy una médica liberadora. Abro la puerta y salgo afuera. I get off my ass and I touch some grass. Come on.
Oh yeah. You don't have to go outside to touch it. Oh yeah. If you're hiding some inside, go grab it. Oh yeah. Push it right before you start unpack it. Oh yeah. Don't you ever touch if you don't like it. Never lick the pigs before you roll it. Oh yeah. Light it up, ignore you're gonna smoke it. Deep breath. Carefully, you need to fly the focus. Oh yeah. Take a puff and wait for hocus pocus. Get up, get your ass. Go touch some grass. On the screen. Yeah. No more chasing memes. No. Discover the rhythm. Yeah. Life and streams. Reality's touch. It means so much. This is rhythm, not just keeping it in touch.
Let's change your lifestyle and soak some sun. Let's take steps, a walk, a jog, a run. Stay hydrated and have some fun. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Go touch the grass that you found.
Go touch some grass. It's summer vibes, it's summer vibes, it's summer, it's summer. Summer vibes, it's summer vibes. It's a positive Friday. It's summer vibes, it's summer vibes, it's summer, it's summer. Summer vibes, it's summer vibes. Go touch some grass.
Creating memories are bond in a world.
稲刈りの日と地にぬるぞ赤よフェレソ常ならず上の奥山毛づこえて朝日電子 FM6
I said touch grass, motherfucker.
How we doing? How we doing, family? Are we ready for an adventure or are we Rug City? Let's go.
We are ready. No rugs today. I want to say hello to the beautiful Meta DJ. Rollo's in the house. Josh G. We have the amazing Ida X Lab. I am using your MIDI Punks emote right now. Lovely 17 in the house. CJ Meta Events, our partner. Alexander from Choice is rocking. Really appreciate you. Chrono T. Ooh, I like the new PFP, Chrono T. I see you. We have the amazing and talented Lawless, probably tuning in, about ready for bed. Teresa B, nice to see you. This might be our first meeting, so happy to have you with us on the adventure. And then we've got Paul. I don't think I've met Paul Banchero before, but it's nice to see you, friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get started. Welcome, everyone, to this beautiful Metaverse Monday, episode 63. I'm really stoked because we are talking about digital experiences. And we're doing that with Raina from the incredible Diner Studio. Prism, how was your weekend? Talk to me about touching grass.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, where do I start? This weekend was incredible. I did a lot of coding. So getting ready for the Mint experience or NFT the digital collectible experience for the drop on Friday. So just doing the last minute kind of checks. So yeah, really excited about that. And yeah, I decided to take a selfie with the MIDI Punks new hoodie. I think it's the first selfie I've taken, and yeah, you had to have the headset on because that's where I'm at most of the time is in VR. So yeah, so there you go. You got a selfie of me touching some grass. So there you, it's pretty good for a Sunday.
I need to interrupt you because you killed me. I saw it yesterday and I was like in tears because you were just so adorable. And your sweatshirt, I had FOMO. I was so jealous. And you're just like touching a tree. And I had tears. And I was just like, I love my friends. I loved it. You brought so much joy to me with that like 7-second video. So I just want to say thank you. Meta Bestie. My meta dancing feet are so tired. How was your weekend? What are you up to?
We had a great weekend. We were celebrating our boy down there, Josh Garrett. We threw a banger event. I was very excited to get on the 1 and 2s and dance with you all. Yeah, and he's super excited officially. Lovely came through with Binary and helped us get our first wearable together. So shoot me those wallets, family, and you will get yourself a DCL wearable from Make an NFT in Electric Palace, care of Lovely 17. I am so excited to do that. And then we'll be having a party on Wednesday with CJ Tracks at 4 p.m. to make it official.
I love making things official. It's like meta weddings, you got to have it. I want to introduce myself to our new friends and our future listeners. Hi, I'm Cece. I'm a metaverse event planner, digital artist, world curator, and a one metaverse advocate. My home world is spatial, but I have found my tribe across multiple worlds in this crazy, fun, beautiful, musical metaverse of ours. Really want to welcome our guest today, Raina. Raina is part of a dynamic, incredible team on the Diner Studio, and Raina is focusing on some really good ways to onboard, educate, and advance what we are doing in this space. Raina, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited to be here. And I deliberately didn't book a substitute job today just so I could spend the day with you.
Aw. Rena, do you want to quickly introduce yourself to our friends if they don't know you, and then a little bit about Diner Studio? And then I want to say hi to Haikuns and see if they want to come up.
Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Raina Farrell, and I am the marketing officer for the Diner Studio, along with Ken Morrell. We used to have a third partner, Phoenix, but he had to step away, which made us very sad. But Ken and I have been educators in the Greenville County, South Carolina school system for about the same amount of time, about 17, 18 years. I've been an English teacher. He is an art teacher. And when we came together for the Diner Studio 2 years ago, I was ready to step out of the classroom and work part-time so that I could work a lot in Web3, and we have had such a great time as a Diner Studio hosting a lot of metaverse events, learning and growing, and we have been working the last several months in our hometown of Greenville to onboard kids in education and their families to the metaverse. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that today and take you to one of our very first spaces that was a part of that.
Thank you so much, Rena. We are honored to have you guys back on the show. You've been featured in Metaverse Monday several times because you're OGs and you've been doing so much, and it's been an honor watching you guys grow and expand and experiment, and seeing the amazing experiences that you're creating, not only for the NFT community and the Metaverse community, but also, you know, your local community, the Web2 community, if we will, and helping onboard. So that is really, really exciting. So before we dive into the meat of today's show, we have some updates for you. So we wanted to recap what happened last week. We've got some upcoming events that you guys should tap into, especially if you are interested in growing and networking and expanding what you're doing in this space. So Meg, do you want to take it away and recap what happened this past week?
Yeah, we got buck wild, as I was saying before, for our buddy Josh Garrett. In your space, CC, in the Emerald Palace, we'll have some highlights up from that this week. That was super. Honestly, that was about the most fun I've had in spatial in like 3 months. I had so much fun, first and foremost, DJing for y'all, just getting loose with it, smashing the foghorn, getting ready to go. That was really fun. We also took a ride last week. I think some of you may have joined when Raph came in, and then we went to Hyperfly the next day to see Rustan Existence, who's down there. Big shout, my meta homie. And then from there, we saw Hyperfly. We all got to be our beast, and Stony Eye just absolutely crushed the event. See.
Absolutely, 1,000,000% agree. So much dancing, and I realized I got my beast mode face mask airdrop, wearable airdrop from Rustan. I saw that today, so I was really excited. Prism, hit me. What you got?
Yeah, I just wanted to say for what Raina and the Metadiner studio is doing is incredible. I did go to the second Saturday showcase. I know they've been like pretty consistently doing those, and like this was, I think, the first time where you've kind of blended the real life and the metaverse together. So it was kind of cool to have like that hybrid audience where there was like a giant audience. I don't know how many people were there, but it sounded like there were a lot of people there, and I got to learn a bunch of new things. So yeah, like I can't wait to. I wanted just to give you a shout out. I know you're so super consistent on doing that, and it's nice to be able to do it on a Saturday when I'm not like stuck at work. So yeah, thank you for doing this.
That is very true. Second Saturday showcase with this past Saturday, and it looked like it was a banger, if you will. So we have some amazing events coming up this week. Today alone is jam-packed because, of course, Monday. Tonight, we have Sinful with Beyond the NFT at 7 p.m. I think that's Pacific time at the Dollhouse. So Sinful is actually going to be chatting with Love Louie, musician and space host. Love Louie is a beast, and that will be held at the Dollhouse in Decentraland tonight. True Band Room also tonight with Stony Eye at 4 p.m. Pacific time, also in Decentraland. Should be a really good time. Tuesday, we've got Building the Metaverse, 4 p.m. with one and only Josh Garrett. Stop by. I think RAF 3D is going to be there. It's going to be a really great nerd out event, building, learning, growing. So tap into Josh Garrett. He's in the audience. Follow him. RSVP to Building the Metaverse. You're not going to want to miss it. Also, Tuesday night, we have Spotty Wi-Fi and CJ Tracks in Decentraland, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. A really great dance party. You can find some of our favorite Spatian musicians there. Poison Peso, Rollo rolls through. We have a couple others. I think I've seen Benny Groove in there rocking out. And of course, the one, the only Meta Malone rolls through there as well. So definitely stop by Spotty's Spot. That's so cute. I made myself laugh because it's a great party, cross-platform pretty much. Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific. Make and CJ Tracks is going to be doing their wearable release party. I think Make mentioned that. So don't want to miss that. You can wear your super cool jacket that you're getting today early because you're here with us at Metaverse Monday. It is a cool jacket. I tried it on. It's kind of my new favorite thing. Friday, Priz, do you want to tell us what's happening on Friday in the MIDI punk world?
Yes, definitely. This Friday, we have, which is if you're on the East Coast, it's like more like right at midnight or like 1 o'clock in the morning. But it is Friday, September 15th. For me, it's like 10 p.m. Thursday. So like the way time zones work. So you can get all the details in the MIDI Punks Discord. Also, Songs of Eden's pinned tweet has all the details. We're gonna have a giant mid-party space with performances, music performances on X, not Twitter, or whatever it's called now. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm hoping you can all come. I think you're going to really enjoy yourself. Oh, by the way, I wanted to also shout out Mate because I had like the best time in Spatial for a long time. It's been a while, so it was really nice to get together and celebrate a birthday. They can't go wrong with a birthday party in Spatial. They're like the best. So yeah, we got to do more of those. So mine's in March. So we'll come back to that later.
Well, definitely going to have a Prism spatial party. We can beg Ira to let us use the balls. I love those balls. But yeah, so Little Alpha, Make and I had such a great time in spatial that I think we're going to throw another party in a couple weeks. So we don't want to do it like every week. We don't want to do it, so often that it gets tedious. But we're definitely already planning the next little get together. So keep your eyes peeled for that announcement. We really like the idea of, raiding somebody else's spot, and just sharing some love, getting some hearts, and just getting down and dancing. So really excited for that. I want to pass the mic to one of our amazing partners, the Haikuns. They are in a great project. They also do phygital experiences. They do educational stuff. They're working really hard with avatars and cross-platform. I mean, they're doing so much, and they've got something really cool coming up. So I want to hand the mic over to you guys, our amazing partners.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate the vibes always. How's it going? I was actually taking a nap before the space, so it's been going good here.
Naps are great. So what's the Haikun fam up to this next week?
So this week we're actually participating in the in the Spatial Creator Challenge. So they dropped the Creator Challenge a couple weeks ago, the Blockade Labs one. So we were glad they extended it for a week because we had the crazy idea of building Haikun's Dream, and basically our goal with that space is not only to participate in the Spatial Creator Challenge, but also basically create a space where people can go and learn about what Haikun thinks about when no one's around, basically. So basically, you're gonna go into a space where it's an open space, like you're gonna be floating around, flying around the jetpack or the the hoverboard, essentially, and you'll be able to see terpenes flying around, and you'll be able to see a lot of different things and like Easter eggs for the story. So essentially, you'll be in Haikun's mind, flying around, a lot of trippy colors, and then we'll also be featuring a lot of communities we're building with or either collaborating with using attachments as masks. So basically, we've been dropping alpha in different community groups where we'll basically be creating masks for different NFT communities, and then you'll be able to put on the mask with your RPM avatar in spatial, and you'll be able to become that NFT community in a way and be them within Haikun space. So in a way, we want to share that Haikun's dream is not also to fight stigma, but also unify communities in the efforts of fighting stigma. So that is our whole philosophical movement for this week. Thank you for having us.
He says ever so casually. We're just changing the face of, the blockchain and the metaverse. Just another week in the Haikun world. Thank you
Like
so much for joining us.
it was actually something we thought last week, and then when we had the Spatian Guide meme, I actually like loved when you went out and said Spatian Dream. I do believe we should, as Spatian Guides, create a space like that is called Spatian Dreams, because that would be amazing. So that might be another alpha people didn't know about, because that happened behind the scenes. So
Behind
but
closed doors, Alpha Dropper. Spatian Dreams coming to your world soon.
Hey, see, and I have behindcloseddoors.eth, so maybe we could tie that all together, family.
Oh,
We
cheeky
also want
monkey.
to give some shout outs to the fam. Kenza, my homegirl, absolute one of my favorite people on Web3 Twitter. Let's go. Meta DJ, the vibe setter and maker, and our sloshy wish-washy man, Coin Laundry. Big love, family. We getting this stuff popping. Family, don't forget to like and retweet the space. DM me your wallet and get some fresh drip, family.
I need to give him a hard time because he is my Web3 husband and I miss his stupid PFP. What up, Coin Laundry? I hope the kitchen is treating you well today. Speaking of kitchens, we are about to serve you some delicious news. The Diner Studio is in the house. We have Raina and the Diner PFP as well. I hope it's Ken. Um, and they have cooked up something truly exciting for us to chat with today. The Diner Studio, if you don't know, recently wowed everyone at the Imagine Upstate Steam Festival right in the heart of Greenville, South Carolina. That was on August 26th. A taste of the metaverse is what they called it. We are going to visit it today. It's about teaching young minds to create hand-drawn generative art inspired by the Chubby's Burgers and serving up some mouth-watering metaverse objects designed in Tinkercad, which I don't know about. You guys have to tell me about. And of course, we're going to dive into the metaverse in this custom world. So, Raina, I think it's Ken. I hope it's Ken. Let's talk the concept behind a taste of the metaverse.
It's not Ken, but hopefully he can get on. I decided it. So everybody, this is Raina. I wanted to log in our diner account so everybody could see who we were and connect. So Ken is just getting out of school right now. I've texted him to see if he can join us. And for those of you who just joined us, the PFP down there, Raina Faz, that is one of Ken's wonderfully designed Chubby's characters. So hopefully he can join us. So Cece, do you want me to dive into some of it?
Yes. So let's start with what was the Imagine STEAM? Just a brief overview, and then what activities did you guys do, and then how did you guys come up with the taste of the metaverse? So if you want to maybe go along those lines,
Sure.
when Ken shows up, we can noodle at him too.
That sounds great. So Imagine Upstate is a kids STEAM festival, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, which is the type of high school or middle school where Ken and I have worked for a long time. And through the school, we've participated with tents, and we wanted to do a diner studio tent that incorporated science and engineering in some kind of way and to incorporate the metaverse. And so we really had to brainstorm how to keep that safe, with spatial being our home world, as you put that in class. So Ken, being our chief design officer for all of our metaverse spaces, he and I just brainstormed this great idea. So we had a tent. I'm like, Ken, we need to make a metaverse for that. So he started brainstorming it months ago, and we were so upset in April when it got canceled 12 hours before we were supposed to go set up because of weather. However, that ended up being a blessing and surprise because of the redesign, that we got to incorporate the metaverse into that. So what the kids do is, as they're passing up and down Main Street and experiencing the different tents, we had a double 10 by 10 tent where the kids came in one side and got to see all of our branding. We had fun making actual diner paraphernalia that you guys see in the metaverse events, real life, like the chubbiest cutouts to take pictures with. And as the kids came in, we wanted to build in their skill level and to be comfortable. So we set up light tables or light boxes for the kids to create generative art. And so, like my PFP under Raina, that's an example of a chubbiest character. So we had a body on one page, on another, we had about 6 or 7 sets of eyes the kids could pick from, on another, they had a burger they could trace and a tray, different hair. So it's kind of fun. So the kids had to learn how to do generative art. Some of them, it was really kind of a new concept for them. They'd never seen such a thing. And that was kind of fun to develop because that's something I used to do in my mom's daycare when I was a volunteer as a high school kid. And Ken completely understood what I was talking about and modified it. I had a little station set up where I could quickly photograph the kids' art and drop it into Google Drive. And then they moved over to the next station where we had 4 computers set up with Tinkercad. If any of you are 3D designers, think a free program that's on the level that pretty much anybody can use it. And it's a 3D plane where on the right hand side you have pre-made objects like spheres and cubes and things like that, and you just pull them right off the menu onto the 3D plane, and it mimics any 3D design program you might use for spatial. And the kids could stack and build and design, and it's fun because it has really cool objects and animals, and you could write words like your name and make them 3D. And my daughter Ellie, who's 10, she uses that at school. And she ran the station for several hours, and she helped the kids download their creations into the Google Drive folder. And on the third station, we had a custom metaverse space that Ken built, and it was branded with Imagine Upstate. It had our tent and what it would be like to walk through. We have the diner in there. So there's physical space where we could hang the kids' 2D art and their 3D art that they had just created. And it was really fun because Ken was logged into a VR headset in the third station, and the kids could put that on one at a time and actually go in there and experience it. And because we only had one headset hooked up, we had 2 TVs going as well. So kids who were down on my end of the tent at the 2D section could see the metaverse from my point of view, and down on Ken's end, the kids could see the metaverse on the TV from the kids jumping into VR's point of view. And my very, very favorite part was the volunteers that we had here in our Web3 friends. I know a lot of you wanted to, like Prism, you wanted to, and I know you couldn't be there. But Dave Swimbank, Jay Stansfield, and Vans all took volunteer slots. So did JoJo from CJ Meta, but she had reasons where she couldn't participate. So Dave took her hours, and they were there, some of them for an hour, some for 2 or 3 hours from across the world. And we made banners and flyers for them. So they were printed out and put in our tent so the kids could see their real faces, see who they were looking at. We could talk to the parents about that too. And we were so busy that we just couldn't manage that end. So just having that extra volunteer team was 100% the best part of it in that end. And they were there to greet the kids as they came in and talk to them, show them around, and they had access to the Google Drive folder, so they could upload the kids' art. And when the kids were starting at my end, they could see me upload it into the drive. And by the time they got down to the other end, they were seeing it placed into the environment, which was pretty cool.
That is amazing experience, blending, and really making it educational. So not only the kids could really experience it really fully and thoroughly, very well thought out experience, but then you're also onboarding the parents. You're showing them that this can be, fun, educational. This is something that they're going to have to learn as well. So I absolutely love over here. I'm over by the tracing station, I think you called it.
Yep.
Like with the burgers and the hair, and and the little faces.
And I love that you can be in this physical space here in the metaverse and kind of see what I'm talking about.
I love it. I can only imagine the excitement on the kids' faces. I saw some artwork. It's not all loading for me because it was probably just so much amazingness and you didn't have time to compress all of the images. But the images that I can see are just so sweet. And you know that like a little kid worked really hard on it. And when they saw it go up on the wall, their face was probably so proud and just kind of impressed and oh my gosh, I did that. That is, so giving them that sense of accomplishment and seeing it from start to finish, I think even adults would have enjoyed the experience. So I love it. And if they, oh, I love this picture. Is this Miss Ellie?
It is Ellie.
Over here?
Yep.
Oh, hello, Miss Ellie. Lots of love from Auntie Cece. We're so glad that you could help us, help your mom do all of that work. But yeah, so I'm really love the format that you guys put together. Do you guys see yourselves doing this again?
Yes. We actually did a different version. We've got one just on Saturday and one coming up next month. So I'll talk about the one for next month. Excuse me. I met a really awesome lady through Twitter Spaces with Jay Stansfield, called Anna Skates, and she is hosting an event in her hometown of Nashville, Tennessee, and she works with a company. Their Twitter handle is at Kids3Co. It's the Kids3 Conference. And I had a chance to actually meet her in person at NFT Detroit over the summer and got talking to her about it. And I love working with the kids. Like Jack Tuber is going to come down there, and I got to spend time with his family. So we've been brainstorming. She's going to be at the public library downtown Nashville on October 14th. And I had told her back in the summer that I really wanted to volunteer for it, not knowing exactly what that role would be. But she wants to do a metaverse portion where 2 different groups of kids rotate through, but she anticipates having maybe a younger group and an older group between 6 to 12, rotating through for an hour. So possibly 50 kids at a time. So fortunately, being a former youth director and a middle school and high school teacher, I told her, hey, listen real quick. This is how I would run that. And I told her all about Imagine Upstate and had her meet me in here a couple weeks ago and walked her through everything I've just shared with you guys. And it gave her such a great idea of kind of what to do and just being comfortable with working with large groups of kids and being comfortable with all the things I've just described with Web3. I'm excited I can go help her and volunteer for the day. So Ken is going to create a space like this, but it'll be branded for Kids 3 Company and Kids Conference and then in Nashville. And we may not be able to do VR headsets. If she can secure those, we will. But she can definitely get 2 sets of large groups of computers. So we can do spatial on the computer. But I'm super excited. I just bought my first VR headset. I haven't opened it. It's sitting here in the box next to me. So I'm going to take that with me and at least have one headset set up. I don't know how to run that yet. Ken always runs that part, but I'm going to know how next month. So
It's gonna be awesome, Raina. Once you get that headset on,
yeah.
you may never take it off. Make what's shaking, Make?
So I was just wondering, how did the parents feel? And like, was there a learning curve, or did the parents have a lot of, because I have 2 kids, and I think I would be sitting there going, am I now stepping into a world with them where I have to start figuring this out? So was there feedback from the parents, and how'd that go?
Yes, so it was awesome. According to Dave Swinbank, because I didn't keep track of numbers, we had about 100 kids come through the Metaverse space with their art. So that was good knowing those analytics roughly, and I appreciated that. So from my end, we had some parents who were just really big eyes, asked some questions. It was so helpful that we had 2 TVs set up so that I could just explain. And Ken did the same down on his end. And it was really cool at the Tinkercad station because a lot of kids already knew how to use it. And those who didn't, it was very intuitive. And you could just see how engaged they were at that section, 3D modeling. And the parents just watching that alone is what drew them in. And then seeing that section of the 3D modeling after 5 minutes be popped into the space and they could see it and see people walking around in there was pretty cool. And we did have a multitude of people ask, do you guys do classes with kids? And we were able to answer it in 2 different ways, that Ken does use spatial in his art classes for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. The middle schools just got VR headsets. All the middle schools in our county, they're rolling them out with the math teachers first. So the bridge is coming and the kids are able to explain stuff. And in addition to that, we have been already brainstorming doing onboarding sessions probably at our local library. It was with adults, but now we want to do it with kids now that we have done it through Imagine Upstate and like really saw how we could handle that. The one thing that we did definitely educate the parents on that this is an 18 plus platform and this space was not open to the public the day of the event. We didn't want any strangers in there. We had it token gated, so just our volunteers and Ken and I could get in there. And we had the kids fill out what we called a passport. So there were really 5 stations because we had a Chubby's photo station and then we had a feedback station where they could put sticky notes with positives and negatives on the board as they left because we're teachers. We always want to reinvent and get feedback. But when they completed all 5 stations, they got a little sticker in each section and it was a little explanation. And the last one was a QR code to a Google Drive folder where all the art was uploaded. So if they wanted to see everybody's, it was there. And then there were there was a link to this space, which we made public the next day.
I love that. Always keeping an eye out and really thinking about like the big picture and what was going to work well for this event. So I really love the fact that Spatial allows you to token gate, make it private. So you can have these really intimate events in a safe way. And then, you know, after the event, like you said, you can open it up and people can see, you know, sort of like the historical you know, what happened, if you will. So this is like a piece of, you could say, the diner history, but also, you know, the history of the metaverse and how we are making it accessible to all. So I really think that's really beautiful and super amazing. And it sounds like you guys had so much fun. And it sounded like a lot of work too. So
Oh my gosh.
all the flowers to you guys. I'm sure there was lots of like sweaty moments where you're like, ah.
I will not lie, it was 100 degrees that day, 99 degrees, and we had lots and lots and lots of fans, I'll tell you. But we went to Ken's girlfriend's place because she has a barn where he could keep all the equipment, and we set up 2 tents, tables. We did that 3 times leading up to the event so that we could mock, run through, and anticipate the setup and problems, and that really helped. So that was good. So talking to Anna about the one coming up in Nashville next month makes it 10 times easier because I'm not running it and I'm just doing the metaverse station. I'm like, hey, we can totally do X, Y, and Z. How does that sound? She's like, great, that's amazing.
Yeah, you've done all the hard work. Like you said, now you can take your feedback, fine tune it, and it sounds like move forward and you can just take elements and do whatever you need to do. So kudos to you. I am so excited. Thank you so much for sharing. Please keep us posted on the next events. If you're not following the Diner Studio, what is wrong with you? Please like, follow, put the notifications on. They've got so much cool stuff going on. And they're building the future. The kids are definitely going to be taking over from us soon. My son is already taking over my life. So yeah, the kids are where it's at. So educating them and getting them on board at a young age, I think is the smart move. I want to go to the next space. I'm so excited. A really good friend of mine, Tokyo White, released a space, and she has a super cool wearable that we can all claim. So I posted the link. Prism and Haikun, you both got your hands up. Let's do Prism, and then we'll hop over to Haikun's.
Yeah, my questions for the diner before we move on. Actually, two small questions, maybe large questions. My first question is on Spatial's terms of service. It says you have to be 18 or older, and I was just I was kind of concerned about how that's working out. And then the other question was like, how were you, like, how did you get started on the?
Prism, I know that you were asking questions, but I can't hear anymore.
Oh, she can't hear me. Did you hear me, Cece?
I heard you, Prism. Raina, can you hear me? Oh, wait, Raina's rugging. Yikes. Okay. So hopefully Raina comes back and we can recycle that question. Until then, let's hop over to Haikun.
My question is also like it's not it's more of a comment and also just giving flowers. So when she's back, I'll just go after Prism.
All right, well, Raina's coming through the tunnel. Hopefully you're there, Raina. Let me know if you can hear us.
I can hear you now.
Sweet. Prism, shoot.
Yeah, so I had two questions. The first question was about age, and the Spatial's terms of service say that you have to be 18 or over. So I don't know how kids can be on Spatial other than through like a parent. So that was my kind of like, I guess I'm concerned from a parent perspective because I can't, you know, my kid can't have an account on this system based on the terms of service. And then the second thing was about the like, how did you kind of get started initially, like with Steam? Like, are you so you're I know you're a teacher, so that was sort of the intro, and then like, was this an organization you were already a part of, or did you approach them, or did they approach you?
Oh, those are good questions. So I hope spatial has the ability to be open for kids someday. Um, I think the learning curve's really, really easy because of Roblox. I've just started playing that with Ellie, and when Cece started kind of onboarding that as a metaverse space, it kind of opened my eyes to it a whole lot more. And the kids are going to be drawn to spatial, which I think can maybe be a problem. I don't know. But the way that we personally use spatial is in lockdown spaces. I've even subbed in Ken's classroom a couple times and talked to the kids about spatial. They do build in there. They build their own spaces. They are locked. He makes sure to teach them those things, and they make galleries for their showcase to showcase their work. And he has invited guest artists into the spatial environments that he has created for his classes to do art shows and talks with them in the metaverse. All the kids have their own laptops at school, so he is very, very cognizant of safety of not letting people in, and he creates NFTs to lock those down with in those situations. Um, the very best approach to that as a concerned parent, from my point of view, is how I would approach anything that has age issues, whether it's a book, written content, movies, is say, hey, look, these are the rules. This is the platform, this is how we're using it, and just be very upfront, never hide anything, and say, if you choose to use this, do this together. I do not let Ellie use Roblox without supervision and massive amounts of rules. I have my own account and I play with her, and it's a way to role play in there with her, which is what she likes to do, kind of like playing dolls sort of, and she's 10. Um, and then the other question about STEAM. So when I was teaching high school, so this is 9 years ago, when Fisher Middle School was a new concept, it is a STEAM school. So a lot of our schools around here might be geared towards just science or just the arts, and Fisher is a STEAM school. And the kids take STEAM classes there. There's a teacher for every grade to do that. And the kids get that in elementary school here too as one of their electives. And because the community has had Imagine Upstate for years, even before Fisher existed, I used to go to it. My husband's college roommate used to run the Bosch tent, which was all science stuff that the kids would do. So I was already going down there and very interested in it. And it was just a very natural step for Ken and Phoenix and I to develop an idea to be there. Phoenix stepped out, in that time. Um, and as we were developing our IRL crossover, or phygital, as CC says, I love that word. Um, we just saw such an easy connection there. And A Taste of the Metaverse by name is a brainchild of Ken and his design ideas. He is always, always, always thinking on brand when it comes to wording, and that was his play on words. And it's funny, as we got really looking at all of the logo and branding that we did and A Taste of the Metaverse, and how much we have wanted to move our roadmap to crossover events and to work in Greenville with businesses, because it's a much more viable thing for us as a business. A Taste of the Metaverse has also kind of migrated into our branding. So you'll probably see that become a part of what the Diner Studio is. Those were great questions. And sorry, that was a really long answer.
Thank you so much for taking the time to answer those questions. Appreciate it.
Hi, Coons. Did you have a question or comment?
It was more a comment. Like, I actually wanted to say congratulations and the effort. It is something that we've also been trying to do, just educate like kids using spatial. We actually were able to do that last year, during this year. We connected with a high school, literally, and then we did something like, as you mentioned, did a closed out space. We had the professor basically going over the student's computer, and it's something that, as you mentioned, as long as we're like upfront, I do believe that spatial, even though kids can't be there, they can learn like what will be basically the future, because like spatial for me is like how the future will be in terms of like social interaction. So it is very dope that you're doing that in your end, and like the more people are actually using spatial and breaking the rules a little bit, because like we do need to like use it, because we're not going to be jumping to another platform and showcasing if we're already building in spatial. And it's pretty dope. Like I did see what you did with the drawings, like with the whole pipeline, and like, and honestly, like you, like I am taking some of those ideas for the next time we actually do something like in person with kids, because that was a very smart way to do it, like taking pictures, already uploading that into spatial, because that's some, like that's a way for them to see their work. And something we did when we did that, you mentioned Tinkercad, and that was very exciting, because I'm a mechanical engineer, and I only design using CAD software. So when someone says CAD and spatial, I get excited, because someone knows my my frustration in terms of building with CAD or spatial. It's not the same thing as Blender or Nomad. So it's very dope that you're using Tinkercad, because essentially we use Tinkercad to also showcase what kids had already built. So when we partnered up with the professor, they had already built like a whole semester's worth of assets. So we basically created a mashup of all their assets. We created like a playground using a couple kids' playgrounds, using their assets. So once they went into the world, they could see their own things come to life. So that was very, very dope to see them getting excited. So I'm just glad that someone else is doing that effort as well, because it's not like not everyone can do it. Like not everyone can connect to like teachers and professors and have them be open to it, because like right now it's not something everyone's open to. So I'm glad, and honestly, like thanks for the efforts.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. I'm so excited to hear about that. And between what you're sharing and what Anna Skates is wanting to do and what we've done with connecting with the community, this isn't the only event we've done. We did crossover event with our second Saturday showcase. So that added an extra layer of knowledge of what we liked, what we didn't like, in a different way. And we had a great audience. It was mixed with kids, parents, and people from the community. So we really had a chance to talk to people. And that's for another time and a whole conversation that could take an hour easily. But what I have loved about the formula that we ended up that I shared with you that we did as our steps along the way is something that we realize the more we talk about it and plan, that can be used with adults too, because as a teacher, you're always watching how people are reacting. Are they engaged? Can you guys still hear me? Okay.
Yep,
Yep.
It
perfectly.
started to lose connection, it said on my phone. So you look to see along the way, throughout the day, throughout whatever you're teaching or doing, well, people's facial expressions. Are they annoyed? Are they liking it? So you can tweak there. And the only thing that I would say was negative besides the heat was some kids really just wanted to draw 2D art, and parents were like really wanted them to move on, but they were super engaged with it. So I would say to Ken and I to develop um, to draw those parents back in so they're not annoyed and want to rush their kids on out because the kids are having a good time. And you know, I'm sure we had kids come by, they're like, oh cool, let's go somewhere else. And that's okay, because this isn't for everybody, but the kids that were in there, not a single one had a bad time, and they were so engaged. That's why we were so busy and so thankful for all of our metaverse friends, which was great. So good job, Haikuns. I can't wait to check that out more. And maybe we can talk about the October one and collaborate a little bit, because I'm sure Anna will need
Yeah,
help.
the next time you do an event like that, do shoot us a DM. Like we're all for education, and we're all for like literally inspiring kids however we can using this technology. So like however we can help, we're gonna be there. Like even if it's like through the metaverse and just being there supporting. But yeah, like we love education. That's all we do with Haikun. And as you mentioned, it's something that can be used for like adults, as you say. Like you could essentially have a part of your space that is meant for adults to learn about the metaverse in a way that's tailored to them. So like whenever the kid's already playing or painting, while the kid is painting, the father or the parent can go into the space and explore beforehand. So that way they can also see it's safe. And that would be a very interesting idea to just have it be where it's a two-step process for the parent to also hand off the metaverse to the kid.
Thank you so much, you guys. Really appreciate the conversation. You've elevated us and really given us something to think about. Two amazing educators advancing this space and really making this accessible to everyone. So big love. I do want to continue the conversation about digital experiences, digital assets. My very good friend Tokyo White International created a really amazing experience in spatial. It's called Zero G Fashion Realm. And this is a collaboration between Tokyo White and Morphe Vision Digital Fashion. You get to dive into the Katori collection and experience a unique blend of fashion and digital innovation like never before. So what this space is, when you first launch into it, it looks like you're on a fashion runway and there's a light at the end of the runway and you go towards it and it opens up to this really amazing, beautiful world. You'll notice that there is a quest on the bottom left of the screen. You have to talk to some people, collect some coins. There's really great visuals and experiences. You get to learn about the fashion. But what's really cool in this space is not only do you get to collect like a wearable, but if you go up to some of the items that are sort of floating, you can actually try on these items. It takes you to sort of an AR filter, and it's a Snapchat AR filter, and you can screen that or snap it, and you can try on the bag, you can try on the hat. So these really cool AR filter assets, which is super cool. Like you can take that into your real world. So now you're looking fabulous in this metaverse fashion, and you're sending it to all of your friends, which is, I think, kind of amazing. And this wearable, I wore it to the party. It smashed. Everybody loved it, especially that chain belt. That is some seriously good chain, is all I gotta say. But there's a really fun little vehicle in the space that you can check out, and then it takes you on a little bit of a ride so you can see the whole space. They had a dance party in here the other day. But it's a really fun experience. You can come back every day, collect more coins and collect more wearables. So there's a bag, there is an aura, there is a little bubble head.
Love
But
the sand.
yeah.
So amazing. The sand is so beautiful, and the tunes are awesome.
Oh yeah, the space is incredible. What's up, Make?
You know, it's funny. Shout out our boy Lawless down there if he's still in the room. One of my favorite spaces I ever saw in Alt Space VR. When I came in, I totally got that vibe from Lawless's place that they did with the dolls. You know, walking in from the darkness, kind of looking for your way, figuring it out. I think this drip is super cool, y'all. So if you guys get a chance to jump in here and grab it, it's definitely a collectible worth keeping. Um, I think this is a huge dub. Way to get the drip, see?
Factual facts. Up at the top, so I bought the avatar and the aura, but there's a cool blue bubble head, there's the Tokyo White bag, there's also an emote, and then if you have Spatian coins, there's this really cool Zev avatar male outfit, which is pretty cool looking. I'm not gonna get it because it's male and I identify as a woman. But it's only 500 Spatian coins, which I think is like $5 or $6. But I really encourage you guys to check out these filters. There's really cool earrings. There's a really cool hat. And the fashion is, to say the least, like superb. There's this really beautiful Magnus dress. I think it's an NFT, and it's AR as well. It's really pretty. If you look at it, it's just gorgeous, and it defies gravity, which really makes me happy. Yeah, but anyway, so this space, absolutely beautiful, really well done. And there's a couple of quests that you can go on, like I said, and the vibes in this space too. The music, you could sit here and meditate, but I just wanted to highlight it because it was really cool with the sort of physical digital AR sort of aspect. And I kind of wanted to, you know, talk about the current state of AR and digital assets. I think it's the future. Oh my gosh, that hat is so cute. It looks adorable.
I gotta say, y'all, these are some of the best strip I've seen yet come out in spatial. There's some great, also, like just even the characters walking around give you crazy good vibes. So I hope you guys come in and check it out. Also, not to mention, I'm gonna shout out my partnership with Amazing XR, who does some AR assets for us, family. So if you're looking for your assets, you know you could use or get assets through CJ Meta events with the code MAKE, and we'll build you one of those custom assets, family.
Thank you. That's amazing. Did we want to wrap it up a little early today, guys? I think we have some peeps who have lunch and who have dental appointments and all of that fun stuff. And I feel like we've stolen so much of your valuable time, but we did have a really, really good conversation today. So I say if you guys are cool, we close it out and say goodbye.
Okay, well, don't forget, y'all, to send me your wallet addresses if you want some smash and drip from our girl, Lovely 17, who helped us put together our first wearable over here at Make an NFT. We can't thank you enough for being here. How about some tunes, see?
Yeah, Electric Palace, let's go.
I'm actually going a different way. We're going a different way. We're gonna go Don't Start Now, the Kung's remix by, and I'm having a little issue, Dulupa. You know, I'm butchering that. But either way, have some fun. Happy Monday. Get some vibes going. See you hopefully on Wednesday or Thursday with the fam. And that's all she wrote for Metaverse Monday, folks. What do we say? Bye.
Until next week, my loves, I'll see you in the metaverse.